Hello everybody, Space Shark here, and this is a video I've been working on for some time, and I hope you enjoy it. It is a bunch of obscure and nostalgic facts about Overwatch and what it used to be. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. Goodbye. Scatter Arrow is a former ability of the DPS Hanzo. How it would work is whenever Hanzo shot his ability, the arrow would split off into a bunch of clusters, ricocheting off any nearby surface. This ability was taken out of the game due to community complaints about how overpowered the ability felt. It was patched out in favor of the Storm Arrow, which we still have today. C9 refers to the attacking or defending team hopping off the point accidentally in overtime, thus costing the game. This doesn't happen as much as you would think. It's more common in low skill tier play. Either way, it's both hilarious and frustrating depending what side you fall on. On the map Eichenwald, the castle right where the payload ends, there's a giant suit of armor sitting in the throne. Inside that suit is Balderreich, who is Reinhardt's mentor. He was originally called into Overwatch but died during the Omnic invasion on Germany. Reinhardt would take his place in Overwatch. All of this can be seen in the Overwatch animated short, Ana and Glory. It's widely accepted in the Overwatch community that our favorite Omnic robot, Bastion, has PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Most of our evidence comes from his animated short, The Last Bastion, where you see Bastion go into elimination mode, all because of the sound of a woodpecker sounding somewhat similar to gunshots. It seems like he's in control of himself more often than not, but speculations point to Bastion still having PTSD. Assault maps were taken out in the launch of Overwatch 2. You could still play them in the arcade when they appear, or in custom games whenever you like. They were taken out of competitive because in the higher skill ranks, every game seemed like a snowball effect, where once the attacking team would capture the point, they would immediately capture point B right after, thus creating an almost unlimited amount of overtimes and sudden deaths. You could see these on YouTube. It's pretty crazy how the pros play. The Assault Map game mode was replaced with the Push game mode for Overwatch 2, which still stands today. The only thing me and Aaron Keller have in common is that we share the same first name. But other than that, Aaron Keller is the new lead director of Overwatch 2. He took over in place of Jeff Kaplan, who we all miss dearly. It is said that Jeff Kaplan left after the crackdown on Activision Blizzard because of Bobby Kotick. Seems like Jeff Kaplan didn't want to be a part of whatever bad name Bobby was bringing down upon Blizzard with his scandals. Thank you, Jeff Kaplan, for everything. We miss you dearly. We hope you're doing well. Sombra is a support refers to when there was no role queue and no one wanted to play support. Some guy who wanted to be funny would just pick Sombra and claim that she's a support because she can hack health packs and provide healing in that way to their team. This obviously didn't work most of the times, and it resulted in very angry teammates, but this is how the Sombra as a support meme was born, because she can hack health packs. Ana is dead refers to Ana being shot by a Widowmaker while on a rogue mission. Everyone did think Ana had been killed, but she was really in hiding and recovering. In an animated short for her, she said she preferred everyone thought that she had died, in fact, since she thought of all the harm she has brought onto the world. In certain team comps spawning in with the game, if you have Reinhardt and an Ana on the same team, you could trigger a quite unique voice line and interaction between the two that will explain more of this in detail. D.Va 300-300. You wouldn't understand this unless you played the original Overwatch. This refers to when D.Va was originally 300 health and 300 armor, making her near unkillable. For those who don't understand how armor works in Overwatch, it pretty much gives you a damage reduction until the armor is completely worn off. D.Va, of course, during this time, and still today, is one of the best heroes to play in the game at the time, and it made her very infuriating to play against, but a great feeling to have on your team, since the armor, once you were healed, the armor was healed back. Like I said before, making her near unkillable. A dive tank with 300 armor. Yikes. Seagull is an American esports player who became famous for playing Overwatch. He is quite literally the first esports player to become famous in Overwatch, with his crazy Genji clips and out of this world highlights he used to put up on YouTube. So, before we had XQC, Pine, or McCreamy, we of course had Seagull, the OG. Back in the earlier days of Overwatch 1, when Doomfist was about to be released, there were rumors that Terry Crews, yes, the actor Terry Crews, would become and be the voice of Doomfist. He ultimately backed out of the role because he said he thought that his character would take away from the game overall. It's kinda crazy to think what this game would have been like with Terry Crews voicing Doomfist in battle. Not only is this saying famous because of Mercy, but on the control center section of Lijiang Tower, you can find an astronaut statue with Korean text underneath saying, "Heroes never die." This monument is dedicated to a fan of Overwatch who risked his life for someone being robbed and unfortunately died for being a hero. Shortly before the game was released, this was Blizzard's way of remembering this young fan with this monument. Heroes truly never die. Ah yes, the tier 3 turret. Back in the early days of Overwatch, Torbjorn and his turret were literally unstoppable. His turret originally had a tier 3 form, which when reached would shoot rockets out instead of the ordinary machine gun fire. This, of course, was patched out in favor of Molten Core. But it's crazy to look back at how this game has changed, along with our favorite Swedish man, Torbjorn. Mendata is a side character in the Overwatch story who can be seen in the Widowmaker animated short. Towards the end of the short, he is assassinated by Widowmaker, but the reason he's on this list is because people keep mistaking him for Zenyatta. Now, it's not the end of the world that this is happening, because they almost look identical to each other, but in fact, he is not Zenyatta. Mendata is a civil rights movement leader for the Omnics, fighting for peace and equality for everyone. So most people won't know this unless you're a big fan of horror movies, but there's a lot of callbacks to the movie John Carpenter's The Thing on the map Eagle Point, Antarctica. So, the movie takes place in Antarctica, a desolate wasteland, and there is a creature pretty much wandering through, killing everyone. And it was captured in ice. And if you go into one of the rooms on Eco Point Antarctica, you could see it in there, locked in ice. Also, the reference that it's so desolate and no one is there is also a reference to this movie, because, spoiler alert, they all die. But yeah, definitely watch the movie, it's great, and go look at this, it's pretty cool. This is so silly, and also shows how immature I am. But back in the early days of Overwatch, you're gonna hear that a lot. Yeah, when Widowmaker activated her ult or scoped in, her butt would get bigger. And sadly, and I mean sadly, the developers patched it out. Why? But yeah, you should be able to find clips on this early Overwatch gameplay if you could find it. If I find any, I'll put some links in the description. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. I really enjoyed putting this video together. And if you would like more of this, please show me support. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me, being here with me through thick and thin. So yeah, thank you so much. This is Space Shark signing out, everyone. I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye.